So hi everyone, I'm Mary Jean and this is Carol.
Hi.
And we're from Battenkill Fibers. And Hannah, who's also from Battenkill Fibers, is coming to you from Nashville. She's not here with us because it's hot enough in Nashville. She doesn't need to come to upstate New York to be cooked. See, here we are wearing our sleeveless.
We knew what happened.
There's a glow.
Yeah, it's glowing all right. And we had a thunderstorm a little while ago. Well, so anyhow, to continue the introductions, this is our friend Brooke, who's coming to us from her studio in Virginia, North Carolina, Virginia.
Yes, I just moved to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, because Virginia wasn't hot enough. She had to come to where it's even hotter still. And so now she's in Raleigh. And with us tonight is Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. Welcome, Sophia.
Even further South Carolina, right? And whereabouts in South Carolina?
In upstate in Greenville.
In Greenville.
Okay.
And Sophia's an intern with us this summer. So
oh wow! Congratulations.
We're all here now. The whole gang has arrived, and here's our game plan: is we're going to show a little. And then Brooke's going to tell a little. Then we're going to show a little, and Brooke's going to tell a little. We have Brooke's jobs on all our machines. Well, they're off the pin drafter, but we can show the pin drafted material. Right. We have some of her yarn plied. We are plying some of it. We're steaming some of it, and we're spinning some of it. So we're going to show and tell. All right, so first show is the plied yarn on the bottom.
Oops, turn it around.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're taking 3 colors to make one yarn. And we're taking something that Brooke has dyed, and we're plying, and we spun it. Then we spun a second thing in a family, and a third thing in a family. And we're making a 3-ply yarn. And when it's all done, it looks like that.
And this one is Good Vibes.
Good Vibes.
Yeah.
Now, Sophia's going to show us how the plier works. Then Brooke's going to tell us about her color. So get ready for noise, you guys. It's loud. Be ready.
Each row of the yarn is a different color, but they're all brought down through these
It is so cool.
So pretty. And I'm sure here in a minute, once they turn it off, they'll recap what they're saying so that everyone can hear, because I know it's really hard to hear there. So we were just saying, oh, sorry.
This colorway is called Good Vibes. And I was going to ask Brooke where she got the idea of this color being the color of good vibes.
Yeah, so this color is actually created in collaboration with Darcy of Darcy Does It. And she sent me some photos from a vacation that she took with her husband for their honeymoon. And so I took some of those colors from one of the photos. And then she had actually posted it with this song called Good Vibes, Good Vibes. And I was like, that actually works.
I love that. So, I love Darcy. So I'm super excited that this is a collaboration. I didn't know that you guys are so I can't wait to see that when it comes out.
Yes, and actually she spun some by hand and actually made a sweater with it already. So if you wanted to see what it would look like in a project, you can definitely check out her page. She's got lots of photos. And then someone had asked, what kind of sheep do I have? I don't have any sheep. I purchased my roving from Canada, and I don't have any sheep, and right now I don't source my roving locally. But I do love sheep. I think they're super cute.
Yeah, you can only do so much. I don't have any sheep either. One cat is really enough animals for me. But as you're sourcing that roving from Canada, when you go through that supply you have, I'm gonna try to get you to give the U.S. Superwash a try. It's made right in South Carolina at Chargers from all U.S. sourced farms and ranches, and in particular, for only a little bit more, we can get our hands on Jeannie Carver's Responsible Wool Standard Superwash. So we would even know the group of ranches it came from. So by this time next year, I will charm you into trying some all U.S. sourced superwash.
And I would definitely be open to that. I did reach out to Chargers, but they don't work with any artificial fiber, so I couldn't have them blend the nylon into it. But and that for the sock yarn, the nylon is important. But for the other ones, I would love to have a U.S. wool or even the responsibly sourced one. That sounds really exciting to me, honestly. And so I will reach out to you about the their contact information.
Sure. We can also help you put the nylon in. You know, we could draft it in after it's dyed, although it could be a little lumpy. Well, we'll have to practice, but don't worry.
Yeah.
So let's continue our tour.
Before you guys move on, we couldn't really hear when the machine was on at all. And Sophia, I know, was going through the steps. Would you mind just like going through the steps with the sound off?
Yeah, can you go through the steps of what's happening here?
Yeah, so each column is where one yarn is essentially going to be made, and so the amount of layers is the amount of ply that you have. So this is a 3-ply yarn. I'm going to take this one out really fast just so that I can show you how it goes in.
It's a 3-ply yarn, and she's showing you how she sets up the tension on each strand so it makes a uniform ply.
So you'll take the end of your yarn and you'll bring it through the top of the circle and you'll catch it in the middle, and then the little peg at the bottom, you want to push it forward to tuck the yarn under, so your yarn is now threaded through the inner circle. You wrap it around this peg here, place your washer on top, and then you loop it into this other eye hook, and then you'll come down, and there's an eye hook back here that you will loop the yarn through. This roller can be pushed forwards and backwards, and you'll bring it over through the middle 2 rollers, through this eye hook. You'll put it on this little traveler, which will help the direction that it spins. And then you'll tie it underneath the bobbin, place the bobbin on top so it locks it in place. And then bring your roller back down so there's tension to pull it through the rollers.
Thank you so much. So good.
Okay, so are we moving?
Yes, we're moving. Moving on, we're working backwards now for how we got to these 3 spindles here.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna go
Following you.
show how we got to them. This is a nice job we're running here, by the way, as long as we're passing by. There's a couple of different colors of alpaca blend, really nice quality. I don't know. They're from near here. I bet we got them through a lane. Because it's really quite nice fiber. But we identified that and sent it. So
That looks so pretty.
We should show them the back side.
Sure, you want to show
Yeah.
them the back?
I think that's the prettiest.
I agree, Carol. It's a party in the back.
It's a party back here. Isn't
Seriously.
that incredible? Oh,
So
love this
good.
color.
What's
What
this
color
one
is it?
called?
That one is Orion,
All right.
and it was inspired by the an image of the Orion galaxy.
Beautiful.
Here it is.
Oh, now it's becoming yarn.
Well, actually, that looks like cosmic. I can't quite
It is
tell.
Orion. You were right.
It was okay. They're similar, but cosmic has white and a different blue.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's let it spin.
Here it goes.
All right, they're gonna run it.
okay, so we're back at the front now. That's
Mhm.
crazy. This is so
the
cool to watch.
spinners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look. Does it feel wild to watch your colorways go from
Yeah,
one thing to another?
yeah, and like all these years, I haven't gotten to really see this process.
That's good.
So this is so much fun to see.
It is super cool that they were able to line up your production to match the date that you're going to be on so that we could see
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely. So happy Jane asked how long does it take me to dye that much roving? As far as in like real time, probably for like, so each colorway I did like about 10 pounds. So the first colorway was a lot more, but this Orion colorway, there was about 10 pounds total. So I would say if I'm like really focused, it takes me like 2 or 3 days of like focusing only on that to be able to get it dyed and out. But I have, other steps in between, and then there's dry time and all of that, so it can take longer. And then I used Dharma trading acid dyes, and those are actually, you don't have to be special to try those out, and they're really they're professional dyes, but they're still like beginner friendly and don't require too much. So definitely recommend them if you're thinking about trying out dyeing.
Let's show what it looks like once it's pin drafted before it's spun. I think
That color is very simple.
Yeah, this is my favorite stage. As a spinner, this is my favorite stage.
this color is.
Can you open up that bag?
Not sure I know this color.
That's bisexual pride.
It's the bisexual pride color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It looks so bright.
And you know, I
Oh
went,
my
when
God.
I pin drafted all this, and so when I was doing them, I went and Googled to see, and the flags. I mean, you hit those colors perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm so excited about the pride colorways. And actually, speaking of, I had my friend hand spin some samples. So this is the bisexual pride sample.
There you go.
And so she fractally spun it like the yarn would be. The process for hand spinning works a little bit differently because like at the mill everything gets really stretched. But the the color palette and the effect would be similar.
That's really nice.
It is.
Oh, it's good to see a clue of what we're making like that.
Mm-hmm.
Put what's under here. Yeah. This one is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that one. I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah, that one's really fun.
Thank you.
That's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. And that one is a POC inclusive pride. So it's the rainbow colors with white, black, and brown. And I have a sample of that too.
Yay! We didn't even practice.
And I just love
So
how it turned out.
yes.
One
I
of
love
those is
that
going to
too.
fall off the truck. You count that inventory when you get it down there in Raleigh. You'll see that one got real light up here in New York.
Oh dear. All right, we have one more stop.
Yes, the steamer.
Yeah. Well, let's get this back so that we
Yeah.
know we're not mixed
And
up.
make sure Brooke sees these bags. Brooke, look at these bags. We're saving
Yes.
every last one of them. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
All right, Sophia,
Okay.
take us to the steamer.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
I want to know how the spinner works.
Oh,
Friends, do you want to see an explanation? Sophia will tell you what happens.
Yes, please. So we actually start in the back of the machine where those layers of the roving from the pin drafter were, and you thread it through the top in these little pegs, and they'll go in their individual row. And then I'm going to show you on an empty one, because if I open it, it'll lose some tension and these will break. But you bring the roving down through here, tuck it into here, and then you'll pull it all the way through down to here. And then you're going to close your lever, so you'll bring the lever down, lock this lever into place, and then bring this one to lock this into place. And so you have these rollers that you use the gears that I'll show you in a second to keep the tension where you want it. Then you'll tie a lead on, which is just a string you tie to here. You'll throw it, or you'll put it through your traveler, put it inside the ring, wrap it a few times around, go through this eye hook, and then you will tuck it under this roller as the machine is running, and it will tie together if you're running it. If you aren't running it and you're just starting it, you have to let the roving run a little bit so it will thin out to the width you need, and it'll go into the vacuum to even out. And once it's evened out, you will put your leading string under. You'll let go of this so you have space to tuck it under. You'll tuck it under this wheel, tuck it under here just so you have some extra length, lock this back into place, and then take a little bit of that leftover roving and hand twist it onto your leading thing, and then you're good to start.
Did Tim give you a quiz on that every day for your first week? It was so perfect.
Yeah, Sophia's an expert already.
and how
I
long
know,
have you
I'm
been
so
here?
impressed.
I've been here about a month now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so these are all of your gears. Let me just open it really fast. And so each job you might have to change the gears. There's 4 different sets you can mainly change, and this is the one you would focus on. And that changes your bottom roller. And so you would loosen this and loosen this to get this other gear out of the way, and you change it, and we have a wide array of gears in all different sizes right behind us to change them with. And some other ones, this one will change the top roller, this will change the twist, and this will change the range in which these other 2 gears function with.
Wow.
She's really learned a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
I'm so
to find
impressed.
a way to send a clip of this for Sophia to turn in for class credit of some sort.
Absolutely. We'll tag your university.
And while we're getting this next job out of the steamer, I want to hear from Brooke about our color Orion, where that name comes from.
Yep. So Orion was actually like an original fully spun colorway. It was part of my second ever batch of colorways and has been like a favorite since then. And it was inspired by an image of the Orion galaxy. And so that's kind of where I got the different colors from. And then when I dye it, it usually doesn't dye perfectly evenly. So it has the like little like kind of splotchiness a little bit like a galaxy. So even in the roving form, it has like a galactic effect to it as well, in addition to in the yarn. So that color is like it's come back and back and back and back. Like it's such a good colorway.
It's so pretty.
Thank
I see
you.
that galactic going on right here, huh? That's
Mm-hmm.
what you mean, that little white bits?
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. You said that like a real MIT person. Now, remind everyone, this is our connection, friends,
Yeah.
me and Brooke. Remind everyone what you majored in and how that prepared you for galactic dyeing.
Yeah, so you won't believe it. I actually majored in chemistry. So I was at MIT for about 2 years, and I majored in chemistry while I was there, and I transferred to GW and majored in interior design, which is where I got my fine art training and color training and all of that. So both of them together makes dyeing. So
I think MIT, Hannah, you got to get this in our LinkedIn pages too, because I think MIT needs to do a piece about how they prepare engineers for this world of dyeing and spinning yarn. I don't think that's what they had
Definitely.
in mind when they let me and Brooke in, but
right, I agree.
but now we're intergalactic, for
Yes.
sure. Okay, so we're moving on to, in our backwards crawl here, the girls are going to open the steam room for us and take out the steamed spool. See, there's the elegant official steam box right there. And so what we do after we spin, you can pull it out. After we spin the yarn, then so it doesn't come untwisted, we steam it to set the twist. And so we were running a couple of jobs in there at once. Carol, I'm going to have you take over and get them a close-up. And those are the other two parts of Orion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
Orion and solid Orion.
And solid. I actually, when we were doing solid, I was like, oh, a sweater of that would be beautiful.
Yeah, even the color
Yeah.
solid is not all that.
It would be.
Those are my colors.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want that inclusive keto seed.
Okay.
That's for me.
Yeah, but look at that.
Yeah,
That's a
just
really
go
good
with
color
that.
too.
Yeah, that
They're
is
all
a-
really good.
Thank
They
you.
all look good compared to what we normally do.
Yeah,
We do a lot of white, brown, and gray over here.
Yeah, that's our usual. And here's our exciting little project.
Right.
Yes. So, Brooke, we talked a little about this Orion color and what other colors are galactic. Or is that the only one left that's got a space name?
Yes, Cosmic is a colorway that started out as just like me playing around kind of and trying to create a Halloween themed colorway that was kind of like not Halloweeny. But I was thinking more like cosmic horror type of vibe. And actually I have a sample of that one too. So you can see how it's similar to Orion,
Yeah.
but
So
Oh,
it's not the same. It's a little bit different.
Taylor.
And
Yeah, great.
I think it really also gives like 90s nostalgia like type vibe with the color palette. So this one is I'm really excited about this one.
I can see the tracksuit. I can see it. The swishy pants. I just
girls
went
are
vintage
now
shopping
making
this
fun
weekend.
of
I
us.
just saw these swishy
I
pants.
wasn't a 90s girl.
You're too old to be a these girl.
That's right.
I can't.
So we have this
I was
color.
a 70s.
Show them the sweet love. This one is really nice. I thought this you were going to say was your Halloween one. Doesn't that remind you of Halloween?
Yeah, it does.
Too close.
Sweet Love is inspired by the cover of the album that Sweet Love by Anita Baker is on. And so again, it started out as a regular yarn colorway, but I thought it would translate really well into a marled yarn. And then the palette is like not really a typical palette that I do, with like the warm browns and the fact that it's all really neutral. So it's definitely a step outside the box for me as well as far as color palette, but I really like that one too. I like them all. So. But yeah, that one.
During the technical difficulty period, Brooke was just starting to tell us where people will be able to find this yarn.
Oh, good.
Obviously, she's waiting on us to finish it and send it back to her. But this fall, you're going to have, do you have any shows coming up, Brooke?
Yes, I have Project Fiber Fest in Frederick, Maryland. I don't know if I'll have the yarn for that show. That show's in October. But otherwise, they'll be available online at fullyspun.com, and that's where you'll want to look out for it. I also have 10 yarn shops that will be stocking some of the colorways, and so you'll be able to find it there as well. And they are on my website under stockists, and each one that has the marled yarn has like a special little tag, so you know exactly which stores will have it.
Oh, perfect. Well, we can definitely add that link in the caption once I re-upload the video, so we can help people find your site.
Yep.
Well, we got a loyal following. We lost them, and they started logging back in.
Yes.
Really appreciated you all.
Andrea at 614 Knit Studio says you can find this yarn at her shop.
Yes, in Ohio.
Love it.
Yep.
Brooke, we spin a yarn for Andrea. You know what? Now I see a three-way coming in which Andrea goes and gets some more wool at the state fair, and we card it and draft it. We send it to you to dye, and then we spin it and she sells it. That would be amazing.
Don't get afraid to ideas.
Mary Jean's really good at coming up with ideas for other people to do.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
I know this because I'm good at it too.
Right.
It's delegating. It's just delegating.
True.
Do you dye yarn too, Brooke, or just roving?
Yep, I dye yarn, and I have a full line of almost 100 colorways. So yeah, I dye yarn. I have a full line of almost 100 colorways. I have 14 colorways in the Pride collection inspired by Pride flags, and then I have other collections too. So really there's probably something for everyone at this point. And I actually I turned 30 a couple weeks ago, so I'm having a birthday sale right now, 30% off, which you all will literally never see again. But I'm having 30% off everything, and I have my dye to order listing open. So if there's a colorway you've been thinking about, now is definitely the time. And then someone asked how many pounds were sent to Battenkill for the project. So there are, I think, 15 colorways, and then one of them I sent 30 pounds, the others I sent 10, so 170 pounds of yarn, of roving, maybe 170 or 180, for all of the colorways.
Well, we're working our way through them. We figured out a methodology at a mill our size, the 10-pound lots, which that's 3 different singles, so that's a very small spin run. Like you see here, we're only running on 20 spindles or so at a time. So we found a methodology so that we can do the long, the short, and the solid all at once. This Orion was the last of them that before we got the methodology. So we did the solid and the long fit together, and we had to spin the short a little differently. But since then, we've figured out a way that we can spin all 10 pounds at once, which is usually our minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to enable us to get your yarn done quite a bit faster.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And that's where, when I started talking to MJ and actually getting her on the phone, I was like, I was telling, my friends and family, I was like, I love how she thinks about it, because she thinks about it like very analytically and mathematically. And I'm like, this is like, she thinks a lot like me. And then after that, I figured out that we both went to MIT, but I was like, oh, okay.
I really think Technology Review needs to do a piece on us. They've got all these nanotech and all of this astrophysicist, and they show these people at the whiteboard with these differential equations, and then they need a piece about us too.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm gonna reach out to them.
It'd probably be the most interesting thing they've published in a while.
Definitely, I agree.
It would shake it up.
So I
Let's add some color
here about the 30% off sale you're having. That I don't want any of y'all to get an idea that we're having a 65% off sale here. That's just not happening.
Those days are done.
Yeah, if we get to the 100% off sale,
My
take it from us.
my business coach is in the chat telling me to get that pressed. Listen.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready to have kept our listeners long enough. Can we take a tight shot on my favorite over here?
Okay.
And then get some more talking of exactly where people can get this. Make sure everyone knows how to find Brooke. So we're going to end with my personal favorite. So where to go, Brooke? Tell us all your details.
So you can find me at fullyspun.com. I'm on Instagram and TikTok as I am fully spun, and then I'm on Twitter as Brooke Knits, and then I'm also on Tumblr as I am fully spun. So whichever your favorite platform is, we're there. And like I said, I'm having a 30% off sale right now through Friday, and the code for that is It's My B-Day. But when you go to the website, it'll tell you at the top, so you don't have to remember. You can just go to the website or check out my Instagram page for the information on the sale.
Okay, so I am fully spun.
Mm-hmm.
That's fabulous. I want to make sure we thank our marvelous marketing director, Hannah, remote with us from Tennessee, but like she was right here among us. And our lovely intern, Sophia, who's a long ways from home, and the time she's spending up here, we're really appreciating.
There you are.
Very appreciated to have you, Sophia. And then, of course, there's me and Carol, who will just keep being here live from the mill, and appreciating all of you who watch our lives. And in tonight's case, I'll have to watch 2 different lives. Thank you. So we're going to say goodnight now, and it was great being with all of you.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you for having me.